We have a lot of great friends and a lot of great people. Laura, how are you? You look so beautiful, as always. That's a woman with courage. You don't want to be Loomered. If you're Loomered, you're in deep trouble. That's the end of your career, in a sense. Thanks, Laura.
I wasn't planning on bringing up this person again, but here we are. And staying quiet is not an option. There's been a massive wave of drama spilling across social media platforms like X and Instagram, and a lot of it has been aimed directly at Candace Owens. My last video covered what seemed like the worst of it, but somehow things have managed to get even uglier since then. In just 3 days, Loomer tweeted about Candace Owens so many times that I stopped counting around 60, and what she's been saying has crossed every line imaginable. Brace yourself, this is deeply disturbing. Now, before anyone in the comments asks why this is even worth covering, here's why it matters. Loomer has previously been admitted to a psychiatric facility against her will. She is legally prohibited from owning firearms. This is a genuinely troubled individual who currently has the ear of very powerful people in politics. Charlie Kirk was recently replaced by Loomer in that inner circle, and now she's reportedly reaching out to others in an effort to help take Candace down. This situation is anything but normal. Ignoring her won't make her disappear. It'll only make her louder. One of her recent posts read, "God hates you, Candace Owens. It's why he gave Charlie to Erica and why you didn't even get to say goodbye to him. God hates you." Look in the mirror and internalize how much God hates you. We all hate you. Humanity hates you and you are irredeemable. Loomer claims she's doing all of this to defend Erica Kirk, the grieving widow, saying Candace attacked her for no reason.
It's interesting that she's given access to the President of the United States. Everyone sees that this is a fatal attraction. In fact, I am told by people in Melania's circle that they believe, like, yeah, actually the most likely person to harm Donald Trump would be Loomer. And yet this completely somehow evades the president. He allows her in his circle. The question is why?
But of all the people to suddenly step up and play hero, it's Loomer. The audacity is staggering. How does someone type something like that, read it back and think, yes, that's the right thing to send? And this is still the tame part. One commenter put it perfectly. There it is. I knew it was just a matter of time. The vile side is fully out now, and apparently she thinks she speaks for God. She's been called a lot of things online, but the comments flooding in right now are on a whole different level, and honestly, it's hard to argue with them. One post directed at her read, "This is who's in powerful ears right now. A literal demon. You are a sick, demented person. May God have mercy on your soul." And then this one, aimed even higher. "Call off your dog. We all know you put her on Candace Owens. Anyone who calls you out for selling out the American people, you throw a tantrum. I can't believe I voted for you. It's one of the biggest shames of my life." Now, here's where it gets really interesting. People online started noticing a pattern, and I'll be honest, I started suspecting it too.
And it's not just that she lies. It's not just that she is bipolar. It's not just that she often says that she's going to commit suicide as a threat when she doesn't get what she wants. But Loomer is also a malignant sexual predator and has been repeatedly accused since the beginning of her career of raping and sexually assaulting men. That is not a typical thing that men come out with, that men come out and say, a woman sexually assaulted me, right? Take, for example, Alan Jacoby. This happened just last week, 10 days ago. He is the founder of Patriot Cigar, and he just tweeted this 10 days ago.
There's a growing theory that Loomer is actually the one behind certain embarrassing social media posts that attack figures like Candace Owens, Megyn Kelly, Alex Jones, and Tucker Carlson, or as Loomer reportedly calls him, Tucker Coon. That kind of language is disgusting, full stop. And here's the irony that the internet did not let slide. You may remember from my last video, I mentioned that people online joke about calling Loomer Larry, poking fun at her appearance. Well, one of those attack posts took a shot at Candace for allegedly calling the First Lady of France a man, while the same post turned around and said, "Actually, to me, the First Lady of France is a far more beautiful woman than Candace. It's not even close." The internet clapped back fast. Your president has a type, and some might say that type raises a few eyebrows. Not my words, just what's being said out loud online right now.
Loomer is a sexual predator psychopath. I was, in fact, a victim of her wrath. Loomer and I spent the day with President Trump at Bedminster watching the golf tournament from the president's box. She asked me several times for a selfie. As you can see, that lean line does not lie. She constantly got uncomfortably close to me. She groped me in the parking lot, grabbing my crotch very aggressively and demanding that I come back to her New York City hotel room to engage in some vile, descriptive sexual activities. She's an absolute psychopath who preys on men who she thinks that she can manipulate. She's a menace.
And to top it all off, the comparison being made everywhere is this Charlie Kirk was replaced by Loomer in that inner circle. The comments about that swap have been savage. One commenter pushed back and said, she may talk to him, but no way does she have the same access Charlie did. But then John Mappin, known investor and friend of Candace, jumped in and said something that stopped people cold. In some ways, her influence and access is now more historically significant. And the response came right back. That is a very scary thing, John. The debate is real and it's heating up fast. Some people are still holding firm, though insisting the relationship between Loomer and those in power is nowhere near what Charlie Kirk had built over years.
To society. Again, there are just a long line of men who have come out with a story like this. If you don't believe him, here is a video, if it has been going viral many times, of Laura trying to seduce a young man who is clearly uncomfortable on camera. Take a look at this.
But here's the thing that keeps getting brought up 5 minutes after Charlie was gone. There were already interviews happening, cool and unbothered, pointing to ballroom renovations like nothing had changed. Everyone clocked it at the time. Back then, people were still making excuses, saying things like, he's hurting internally, he just skipped the question. But looking back now, it's giving a very different picture. Then someone jumped in the comments with a line that broke the internet a little. John, allow me to be your interpreter because you are too classy. She has his ear because he has her mouth where others dare not go. The speculation is running wild, and given Loomer's track record and reputation, it's not hard to see why people are connecting dots. And then Candace herself responded directly on her show, and she did not hold back. Is this what it means to get Loomer? Larry thinks it means some gotcha moment, some badge of investigative honor, but I think being Loomered means being grabbed against your will.
Your hair and your eyes look so good. You're like beautiful.
Thank you.
You're like an Aryan degenerate goddess.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. You're Aryan too.
I know, but I'm Jewish.
It's okay.
Because you're such a cutie.
Don't mess my hair. God, fix it.
I disagree.
Fix my hair.
I disagree completely.
Did you fix it?
I did. But like that picture you posted on Instagram recently when you got like reinstated on Facebook was so hot. Like, seriously.
I appreciate it.
It's so good.
It's a good picture.
Your skin and the Nazis hate me.
It's fun.
This next part genuinely made me cringe, and I mean full body, toes curling, wanting to look away, cringing. And look, if this was one isolated incident, I'd chalk it up to a bad night, too much to drink, saying the wrong thing to the wrong person. Embarrassing, sure, but forgettable. The problem is, it doesn't exist in isolation. There are multiple stories just like it, and together they paint a picture that is impossible to ignore, and it reflects badly on everyone connected to her. Then Loomer posted this, clearly aimed at Candace. Every day the world watches you humiliate yourself because you are so mad. Charlie chose Erica over you. You didn't get to go to his wedding, and you weren't even allowed to say goodbye at his funeral. That's how hated you are. Because you are an oxygen thief, and you should be charged for every bit of oxygen you steal from planet Earth. It doesn't stop there.
Alt-right people want to put me in a gas chamber because they're obsessed with the Jews.
I think they're just memeing on you, but it's okay.
But it's okay.
Right.
I don't care. I love it.
It'd be like that sometimes.
I know. They're just jealous because I have big tits and an Ashkenazi IQ.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You got it.
Anyway, next time you're in New York, let me know. We'll hang out. Bring your girlfriend to New York sometime, and we'll all hang out. We'll go to like really cool restaurants and hang out, and we'll have a blast.
Yes, I will bring my girlfriend.
Yeah, I want to meet. What's Becca?
Yeah.
She continued. It must burn that Erica was the last person to touch his body and not you. Nobody will even throw a funeral for you someday. You aren't worth remembering because you are a stain on humanity, which is why Charlie kicked you out of TPUSA and refused to let you attend his wedding. He hated you. The world hates you. God hates you. Your children hate you. And your allegedly gay husband most definitely hates you. And then she went even further, saying she hopes Child Protective Services takes Candace's kids away. Now, is some of this calculated rage bait? Possibly. But the terrifying part is, Loomer genuinely appears to believe every single word she's typing. Now, here's where the plot thickens, and it connects directly to a pattern we've seen before.
Becca,
Yes.
she's so sweet.
You remember?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, you'll meet her.
You guys are so sweet. I hope it works out because, like I said, I know it's all in that. Like, I know everything you do on Twitter is like so fake and not real, but
Yeah,
like,
it's all fake.
it's so sweet that you like and your girlfriend have been together for 3 years. I love it.
I know, it's all an act.
Do you know something, like, I'm gonna tell you a secret, like, do you know so many people in this movement who preach trad life are like people on the side and like cheating on their partners?
That's
like,
so bad.
Like, they're not even like really trad life.
Such
like,
scum.
like my ex is like dating somebody who's like super trad life, and she was like my boyfriend while we were dating and like ruined our relationship. And I act like it's okay, but like it's really sad because like I love when people like keep, you know, tradition in their relationships. It's just really.
Loomer previously admitted to sending clips of Tucker Carlson's show directly to powerful people, framing him as a traitor. Shortly after, the attacks on Tucker went public and got very personal, posted about like an angry teenager with a grudge. So the playbook here is not new, and it's not subtle. So why is all of this happening now? Loomer apparently believes Candace is targeting Erica Kirk without cause, harassing a grieving widow. So, in response, Loomer decided to go on a mission to expose Candace with what she's calling explosive bombshells. Let's break them down because they are something. Bombshell number 1. Loomer was apparently shocked to discover that Candace's lawyer in the case involving the French lawsuit is gay. That's it. That's the bombshell. One commenter responded, "No one is hating on anyone here, you moron. People criticize governments, not citizens. Even Israeli citizens protest their own government. Hating a government is not the same as hating its people. Please go get help immediately."
I gotta tell you, like, the estimate that we got, and I want to be clear, this is if it goes all the way through. So they said, like, from start to finish, if they don't drop this at some point, blah, 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 here's how much it's going to cost you just to get through the deposition phase, here's how much it's going to cost you to go all the way through. And they are estimating $5 million. It's like a lot of money. And we do not have that money just laying around. Obviously, it's not like it's all going to be due today, but I don't know. This matters. I don't know. The topic of pedophilia matters. The topic of the elites matters. The Jeffrey Epstein case matters. All of it matters. And if every single person is afraid to go up against these people, and you can see why. Look at the network here. This is crazy.
No one likes you. You are a strange, scary, delusional individual. Get some help, Larry. Anyone who has actually followed Candace's work knows she doesn't discriminate. She goes after corruption, propaganda, and abuse of power across all races and nationalities. That bombshell landed with a thud. Bombshell number 2, Loomer claims Candace is hiding somewhere between $12 and $18 million worth of real estate in a trust fund. Scandalous, right? Except the trust fund was established in 2020 and the lawsuit wasn't filed until 2025. There's zero evidence of any assets being moved after the lawsuit began. What Loomer actually proved is that Candace and her husband pay their taxes like responsible adults. Groundbreaking stuff. Bombshell number 3 shifts into straight accusation territory. Loomer posted, "Exclusive Candace Owens continues to beg her viewers for donations for legal fees while hiding millions in assets. She is crying poverty." All of this drama allegedly stems from Candace's ongoing legal battle with Brigitte Macron after Candace made some very bold claims about her on air.
I mean, this is a full-fledged attack that isn't based in any fact, no reason, no evidence, and still the Financial Times writes the piece. The piece should have read, headline, "The Macrons have lost their mother effing minds," right?
And Loomer decided to turn it into a full investigation, listing alleged properties and painting Candace as some kind of fraud. But here's the reality. Candace never begged anyone for a single dollar. She sells merchandise like almost every content creator out there. She creates paid content. She has sponsorships. She earns an honest living, and apparently that alone is enough to make certain people lose their minds. Here's what Candace actually said about the lawsuit costs. She acknowledged it would be expensive, cracked a joke saying, "Buy my merch so we can free Emmanuel," and moved on. That's not begging, that's a punchline. Now for what Loomer calls her most explosive bombshell claims about Candace's husband not being straight. And where does this entire rumor come from? One single person made an allegation. No charges were ever filed. No investigation results were ever made public.
The piece should have read, "Why isn't Donald Trump and JD Vance swooping in to say that this is insane?" Right? Why aren't they defending the Constitution? That's why they're in office. Instead, the piece is filled with all of this innuendo.
No credible source ever confirmed it, and nothing was ever proven in any legal or official capacity. It was an unverified personal accusation that certain people repeated purely as a cheap shot at Candace because they had nothing else. Some argue Candace deserves this because she went after Erica Kirk. But here's the major difference. Candace has always been upfront about who she is. She's openly discussed her past as a liberal, her old values, even admitting in vulnerable interviews that she wasn't proud of who she used to be. She said she used to be mean, but she found God, built a family, and has been living honestly ever since. You simply cannot catch Candace in a gotcha moment because she never hid anything. And as for her finances, if she's investing smartly instead of letting money sit in a bank account, that's called being responsible. Loomer of all people should know that Macron's team hired private investigators last year specifically to dig up dirt on Candace, and they came back with absolutely nothing. Erica Kirk, on the other hand, the more people dig, the more questions start piling up. The alleged inconsistencies, the stories that keep shifting, the claims that apparently started this whole war, it's hard not to raise an eyebrow. But as always, I want to hear from you. Is Laura Loomer just a chaotic distraction not worth the energy? Or is she a genuinely dangerous force that needs to be taken seriously? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because this conversation is far from over. If this video gave you something to think about, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to see it. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time to turn on notifications so you never miss a daily episode. See you in the next one.